What up, brawlers? This is a very, 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 very important card that we have coming up on Saturday. And Breck, I cannot tell you how excited I am, but can you tell the people how excited you are?
There's no words to describe it. It's there's been a lot of parallels drawn between this card and I don't refresh my memory. What was the number on the GSP Bisping card?
217.
217. People are saying this could be a 217 type level card. Bold prediction here. This is better. This could be the best card of all time.
It has the potential to be, but to even beat the best card of this year, which was 261, Usman versus Masvidal 2, it's gonna have to take a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, if it can match that night, I mean, the fans are in for a treat. But I think it's gonna do better, dude. I think we're gonna get so many finishes.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's talk about a couple fights on the prelims. We got our boy Chris Barnett fighting John Vellante, man. That's Chris Barnett should really be like a featherweight with how tall he is.
Yeah. I think John Vellante, did he say he was going to retire after this fight or something?
I don't know, but
his last UFC fight? I'm not sure, but yeah, I like Chris Barnett. I mean, he gassed against
Big Ben Rothwell.
But I mean, he actually like was looking okay in the first round. So see if the cardio got a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll see. This is the featured early prelim, I guess. We got Ian Gary making his UFC debut against Jordan Williams, who hasn't exactly had the best run in the UFC. But Ian Gary, man, he's opened up the prelims at MSG. I don't know if you saw the UFC Connected, but Ian Gary went into his last title fight without a corner, and he won. Cage Warriors, granted. What's your thoughts on this one, man?
Dude, Ian Gary's like people might crap on me, but like the reason I got into this sport was Conor McGregor. First like UFC fight I watched was a Conor McGregor fight, 2012, 2013, or 2015 rather. But Ian Gary, like you just said, the UFC Connected, like if you go out and watch that, like this guy, you just want to root for this guy. He said he wants to be the next Conor McGregor. He wants to, burst onto the scene and be the next great Irish fighter. And I don't know how you feel. I think he could be pretty great. Like he's a fun fighter to watch.
He's big, he's long, he's skilled.
Huge for 170. Huge.
Yeah, as is Jordan Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, both these guys are big for 170, but I got Ian Gary winning this one, man. He's so good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think his debut, Madison Square Garden, a little bit of magic. Yeah, I think he gets a knockout.
Yeah, I think he gets the KO too. One person who's not going to get a KO I think Edmund Shabazian loses this fight against Nasruddin Imamov. Imamov is another Dagestani, and they keep putting Edmund Shabazian up against grapplers, which clearly aren't his strong suit. If you've seen the last two fights, getting beat by Bumson, and he had Jack Hermanson hurt in the first round, but then Hermanson just wrestled him to the ground the rest of the fight and dominated him. Do you see him winning this?
Like you just said, I mean, I kind of do. I don't, people like give him a lot of hate because his coach is the coach that was Ronda's coach back.
Edmund Taverdian.
I don't think, is he the current coach?
Yes, he's there still.
So like, I understand why people want to see this guy lose, but he's really talented. He's pretty talented. And like you just said, though, like if he can keep it on the feet, he's gonna win.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good striker, regardless of his coach, just natural ability. Like he was piecing up Jack Hermanson. Like Jack Hermanson was getting
hurt,
and then he just took him down. The fight was over. And like you said, this is a Russian, but if you look at takedowns attempted, takedown attempts rather, Imavov doesn't shoot a lot. Like he's probably a very good grappler, but he doesn't love to shoot. You know what I mean? He's not one of those. He's not like an Islam where you're getting the takedown 20 seconds in. But I don't know. I think he wins. I think in his career he's fought two really good guys, and this is a competition a little bit less than those guys. I think he gets the dub. I don't know.
He could definitely get the dub. I just think Shabazi needs to make some business decisions and get away from Edmund Taverdian.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a fighter, don't you just go to American Top Team? Like you can live there.
No,
You know
here's
what I
what
mean?
you do. You go to Sanford, you go to Top Team, you go to MMA Masters, you go to Syndicate, you go to Kings,
Extreme Couture,
you go to AKA.
Dude, there's so many good gyms. I understand.
Sarah Longo.
Sarah Longo. I know there's so many good gyms, and maybe it's hard to get into certain gyms.
MMA Masters up in
Yeah. Dude, Colorado has so many good gyms too. That we're not even mentioning. It's just like when you have like a corner where people can clearly see that the corner is not maybe the best for you. I just think like, dude, American Top Team, if you can pay like the fees and stuff, I understand being a fighter, you don't get paid a ton, but you get, you know what I mean? But
go
to American Top Team, bro.
Go to Wink.
Go to Wink. Go to these like masterful gyms, dude. It's mind-boggling sometimes the loyalty.
Go to a Gracie Academy. Go to TriStar or something like.
You really need like 15 places that would improve Edmund Shabazian.
Dude, I bet you the local boxing gym could probably improve Edmund Shabazian.
Unbelievable.
All right. Philip Hawes versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis coming out the Contender Series. Interesting fight here. I think actually, dude, Chris Curtis can bang, as can Phil Hawes. Did you remember in the last fight how Phil Hawes' hair was falling out?
I don't remember his hair falling out.
I don't know. It was really weird. Like it was falling out of his head, like the back of his head, not like the top, not like he got like a rug or nothing, but it was really interesting. I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, Who you got winning this fight, man?
I mean, you'd have to favor Hawes just for the experience. These guys are huge for middleweight. Like these guys are big guys. But I mean, you'd have to favor Hawes. I know, like you just said, Curtis comes off the Contender Series, but that's the Contender Series. You're taking a big step. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, he's fought Malkoun, Imamov, and Dawkins. So I mean, he's got some good wins under his belt, you know. So yeah, I'm taking Hawes by knockout here, but this should be an interesting fight. All right, Breck, you can take this one away, man. Quinta Bobby Green.
Raging Al is back, everybody. How long has it been? Like 1,000-something days? What has it been? Like 3 years since he's
been a minute.
It's been a minute. This is not the people's main event. This is just my main event. But I love both of these fighters. Bobby Green is great. He's fought like 6 times in the last year and a half. He literally fights like every 3 months he fights. I love his attitude too. He's like, they're like, do you ever like want to contend for a belt one day? Like when he got into the sport, he's like, dude, I'm just here to like make money, fight. Love that. But I mean, you'd have to. Dude, he kind of, in my opinion, you and me agreed about this. He kind of beat Rafael Fiziev in his last fight.
Yeah, he put it on Fiziev, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting, but what's it called? I would have to favor Al, just because I know Al's striking might not be at the level of Bobby Green's, but you'd think Al's just going to go to the wrestling, and then it's probably over after that.
Or he's going to try and negotiate some fake business on the canvas when they're on the ground.
But did you see Al's comment about like Dustin Poirier's, like he didn't like something Poirier did in the third McGregor fight?
Yeah.
And then he's like, Dustin Poirier commented, never buying a house from this guy. I love it.
Oh, man. But who you got, man? You got Quinta?
Al by decision. I think he'll I think if he tries to keep it standing, he'll start to lose actually to Bobby Green, because Bobby Green's a savage.
Yeah.
And I think he'll just use the wrestling takedowns, control time to win this type of fight. Even though that might sound boring, I think this will be an entertaining fight.
Fun fact, Quinta's Cowboys' last win was against Quinta.
Nice.
I hope we never see Cowboy fight again, but I'm gonna go Bobby Green. As much as
it's
a fun fight. It's a fun fight.
It's a coin. It's 50-50 in my opinion.
This is the seed, man. This is the seed.
This is the seed.
That's the seed. All right. featured prelim, Alex Bejeda making his UFC debut. He recently lost his glory light heavyweight strap, but he's one of the best kickboxers maybe ever. He's extremely good. He knocked out Izzy.
Yeah,
And I think if he focuses on MMA, he could be a big problem. But he's a little older now. That's the thing. But this dude knocked out a guy in LFA with like a jab. And
oh yeah, I mean, well, it was like a short left hook, but it like barely touched the guy. Like
he was flat, face plant.
5 minutes. He was out for 5 minutes before he woke up, which is scary because they thought he like got seriously.
It's like when Deontay Wilder knocked out that Polish dude.
Yeah, but it's interesting, dude. This is a really tough matchup for him, dude.
Yeah.
The Greek guy, as I'll refer to him, like he looked really good in his last couple fights. He's not a bad wrestler, right? Am I thinking he used wrestling pretty much like a good bit in his last fight, but it's a tough matchup. I mean, you'd think he would win, right?
I don't know. He's
so tough, dude, because like I know kickboxing translates pretty well, but like what happens if it goes to the ground? We don't know anything. Like he could be horrible. It could be Clarissa Shields level on the ground, you know what I mean?
Bejeda trains with Glover Teixeira. So he could have some decent base, you know what I mean?
Yeah, decent base. If he has that, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree. Kalidas is a solid fighter though. He's no bum.
No. Pretty solid fighter. And the thing is, like, what's it called? I mean, like you said, he's 33, so he's getting into the sport later. So he's only got a short window here to really capitalize on trying to get to a belt, to get to Adesanya, essentially.
That'd be an awesome fight.
It would be. I would love to see it, even if he was ranked like 15 one day or 10. I would
pull the Bisping Hendo.
Yeah, pull the Bisping Hendo just for the fans. But
the fans.
This is so hard to predict. If it stays standing, he wins. If it goes to the ground, I think he probably loses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Kalidas is a solid kickboxer too, so it'll be interesting. But anyway, to the people's main event. I don't know if Justin Gaichi versus Michael Chandler. This is gonna end very quick. I got a prediction. Well, I don't know. What's your thoughts on this one before I spill the tea on my prediction?
Justin Gaichi is a savage. Michael Chandler's a savage, even though a new meme was recently spawned about Michael Chandler. If you've been watching the UFC embeddeds, you know he's all about motivational speeches. Every day's a grind. We're working out here. People see, but they don't really see the grind.
My wife, my kids, I leave them for 8 weeks.
8 weeks grind. For that reason alone, I kind of want Justin Gaichi to win. I'm so sick of Michael Chandler talking about motivational.
But here's the thing: you can't hate Michael Chandler. He's a good guy.
No, he's a really good guy, but it's getting out of hand, Chandler. Okay, like we get it. It's almost like Joe Rogan. It's like we get it, dude. You go in the sauna every day. We know it's good for you. Okay.
You like DMT.
Exactly. We know. But okay, regardless of all that, this is going to be an insane fight. It's going to happen so fast because Gaichi and Chandler are fighters where bell rings, they're just moving forward. And then a lot of the times when they fight, if they fight a guy who's like hesitant, you could get a boring first couple of rounds for the sense that they don't want to engage with a Gaichi or a Chandler. We're not going to have that problem. You know what I mean? Like, fireworks right away.
I mean, you hear Justin Gaichi say, I love this. But here's what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen. I see this. I'm like a sorcerer. They're going to feel each other out for like 30 seconds, and they're going to go at it.
Shorter, like 20 seconds.
25 max.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen is, Michael Chandler likes to load up that right hand.
Yep.
So what's going to happen? Michael Chandler's going to load up that hand. Justin Gaethje's going to step back and just pop him with a check left hook, knock his ass out.
I could see it. Yeah. I think this is over in 1. If it's not over in 1, it's over in 2, but like right at the beginning of the second round.
Or this could be the bloodiest 3-round battle ever.
It could be, but I just don't like, dude, I understand Chandler's really good, but he got caught with
by Charlie Olives.
Charlie Olives is a really technically great striker, but he doesn't have he has power. Everybody has power, but he doesn't have like crazy power. You know what I mean?
Just that power.
He doesn't have like, I mean, Khabib was on Mike Tyson's podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike, and Khabib said that Justin hit harder than anybody he's faced. Like he said, it was like getting hit by like stone. Like, so to me, it's like Gaethje's knocking this guy out.
I mean, if you also look at whom Michael Chandler has fought,
He's lost a lot. Yeah.
His chin is not as good as it once was.
Yeah, maybe it's not as good as it once was.
I mean, look, Pitbull, that dude punches hard.
Yeah.
Brent Primus, that guy punches hard.
Yeah.
Eddie Alvarez punches hard. Well, Brooks punches hard. Like he's gotten hit hard by some guys who hit really hard.
I mean, Michael Chandler's route to victory is his wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Justin Gaethje's a really good defensive wrestler.
That's true, but like we saw with Khabib, I know it's a different. I know what you're about to say. It's Khabib, but like Justin Gaethje's wrestling could be good, but we saw his jiu-jitsu wasn't great. So maybe Michael Chandler's been drilling a lot of submissions, and that's how he could catch him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Official predictions. I'm going Gaethje first round knockout.
Gaichi second round TKO.
I can't wait. Another fight I can't wait for. Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. This is a banger. I mean, Shane Burgos always brings the heat, but Billy Quarantillo is a really solid fighter as well. What's your thoughts on this one?
This is such a good fight, too. Dude, this card is amazing. You think this is going to be a stand-up fight the whole time, just based off, if you look at their previous like fights and the statistics, Billy Quarantillo uses more wrestling or more takedowns, but
and he's a black belt under Matt Ahoyo. That's a solid black belt.
But Shane Burgos has a 94% takedown defense. That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
And they average similar striking numbers, but dude, this is going to be just a slugfest. And I'm kind of favoring Burgos in the sense that I think he got really pieced up against Barbosa.
Ugh.
And the guy was so tough that he got hit and his brain, like he kept moving forward, and then his brain was like, oh, wait a minute, we just got hit. We got to like turn off for now. Like,
did you watch that doctor's video on that?
Yeah, it's one of the craziest things ever.
He's so tough. He fought through the knockout.
He's so tough that he got knocked out, but he just said, nah. But I think Burgos takes a lot from what I think he learned a lot from the Barbosa fight, takes that into this fight, and beats Billy Quarantillo, who's really talented. I don't think either one knocks each other out. I think this is like a split decision type of fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. But who do you got in the split decision?
Burgos. I got Burgos split decision.
I have a feeling Quarantillo is gonna sub him.
Yeah, that could be it. But like I said before, Burgos good takedown defense. So will it ever even get to the ground?
It's gonna be a fun fight. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Another homebody, kind of Edgar from Jersey. You take this one away.
I mean, dude, what was the stat we said last week? Frankie Edgar has been ranked for like 12 years.
I'm pretty sure he and Glover Teixeira, aside from the fact that Frankie Edgar, you know, when he moves divisions, he's technically not ranked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which doesn't count.
Yeah, are the only two fighters who have been consistently ranked in the rankings since rankings came out in 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so basically a decade where you're always a top fighter. It's crazy, dude. And it's like, how many weight divisions, right? Like he's been across 3 right now, right?
Yeah, and he's been ranked in all 3. High.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, dude. Like people, you can't forget how good Frankie Edgar is. And I love Frankie Edgar. I mean, he's had some classic wars where I think
Gray Maynard.
I mean, he had a trilogy with Gray Maynard, right? I mean,
Jose Aldo, Benson Henderson.
Benson Henderson, dude. But I think Father Time is almost caught up to him in the sense that he's a really good fighter. It's just like you look at I know the Sandhagen fight, it was a crazy knee that knocked him out. I just don't know if he can keep up with some of these younger guys anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It has been tested so many times, and it's still a, you know what I mean? Like he still has a good chin, but it's not what it was almost. You know what I mean?
And you also got to look at Chito Vera. I mean, the dude's a savage.
Dude, he's gotten so much better.
First off, you could argue that he beat Song Yadong up at 45.
Yeah.
And then he absolutely killed Sean O'Malley.
I was watching that last night, dude. I know Sean got hurt, but like he got hurt from a leg kick. You know what I mean?
That's because Sean cut so much weight. He can't handle the heat.
But Chito Vera is just getting better every fight. And I think this is a really good fight. I don't know how it ends. It's so puzzling to me, right? Like this goes to the ground. Who do you favor? The wrestler or the more jiu-jitsu guy? And then standing, I think you got to favor Cheeto just based on recent, you know?
Yeah, and then he mauled Davey Grant. That was a beat down. I mean, Davey Grant had some moments in that third round, I remember. And then, he just wasn't ready for Jose Aldo. That's all I'll say. He wasn't ready for Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
This is such a tough fight because Frankie's been through the ringer.
I mean, he's fought a lot.
Let's take a look at who he's fought. He's fought Gray Maynard, Savage.
Yeah.
BJ Penn, Sean Shirk, Benson Henderson, Jose Aldo, Charlie Olives, BJ Penn again, Cub Swanson, Uriah Faber, Chad Mendez, Jose Aldo, Jeremy Stevens, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway, Zombie, Pedro Munoz, Corey Sandhagen. Like, this dude hasn't had an easy fight in age. This is his easiest fight in like 12 years.
Dude, his last easy fight was probably the
Cub.
Ultimate Fighter. I wouldn't even say Cub. I would say the Ultimate Fighter, dude. Like, you look back at his history, dude. He since UFC 112, which is crazy to think. Dude, he hasn't had he's fought everybody. He fought Max Holloway too, dude, bro. Like, insane.
For the strap 2.5 years ago.
Dude, if you look at his history too, like, look how many belts he's fought for.
Look, he won the lightweight championship in April 2010. He then fought again for the featherweight championship 9 years later.
Yeah.
This guy's a savage.
That just doesn't really happen, like, ever.
He's a savage. What can you say?
I mean, he's turning 40. He just turned 40, I think, right?
Yeah, he turned 40 like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. I don't think he gets knocked out or subbed. I think Cheeto probably wins a decision unanimously. And I think, like, it's been such a good career if you're Frank Yeager, dude. Like, just don't take too much more damage, you know? Like, if you win, that's great. If you lose, just ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Frankie Yeager's from Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's a tough fight to call.
It is.
Like Tuesday, I said Vera will win, but I think Vera wins decision. I don't think he's gonna knock out Frankie. That pains me to say.
I know. I just don't want to see him get knocked out brutally twice. You know what I mean? He's from Toms River, New Jersey. That's where what's his name? The kid from the Little League World Series on the Yankees. What was his name? The third baseman. I can't think of it. But yeah, I just hope win or draw. This is it or close to it for Edgar, you know? Because like you just do, like, look at the resume. Dude, he beat Yair Rodriguez in 2017. Like, that just doesn't happen, dude.
No, it doesn't.
You don't get better as you age. That's why the Glover is such an anomaly. His career, Frankie Edgar's career is an anomaly. Like, when you get older, dude, the younger guys just start beating you up. And
the fact that he keeps moving down weight classes as he gets older is insane.
Insane. I mean, I understand he's lost a good bit in his last, 10 fights, whatever, but he's also had some insane victories. I mean, it's just
he's really good.
We're gonna get a great fight regardless, you know.
All right, to the first championship bout of the evening: Thug Rose versus Zhang Weili. This is people are overlooking this fight. This is a banger. I don't care what anybody says. Rose caught her. Zhang Weili decided to change up everything, and she went down to Henry Cejudo, and she's learning her stuff. This is going to be a wrestling. Zhang Weili is going to take her down. I'm not saying she's going to win that way, but Rose Namajunas will be on her back. I don't know what you have to say about that.
I think that favors Weili. I know people are upset that Is it Esparza didn't
Yeah.
get this title shot instead of, and
Yeah.
Weili? I agree with you. Like, this is an awesome fight. I understand, but the first fight was over so quick, we didn't get to see a ton of action. And I think in the rematch, this is going to be way more competitive. And like you said, Weili trained up the training, went to Cejudo's gym. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Rush, right? Something like that.
Let me see.
They said it in the press conference. Some reporter asked about it today. But
and win or lose, she's gonna stay.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Fight ready.
Dude, Weili's so good, dude. And like you said, like in terms of the striking, Rhodes is with Trevor Whitman. So I always favor the Trevor Whitman fighters when it comes to standing. But dude, Weili's stronger. You know what I mean? She's got the better, stronger physique. And I think if, like you said, if she can use the wrestling and the ground and pound, she can win this fight. We've seen Rose get knocked out by a slam. I understand she landed on her head, but Rose is to be taken on the ground. You know what I mean? Like she's not like John Jones when it comes to takedowns. You know what I mean? She can be taken down.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
It's so tough.
It's such a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm going Zhang Weili. I think she gets the strap back. I don't know. I just feel like Zhang Weili's screw it. Zhang Weili by ground and pound TKO.
I mean, it's smart. I don't know. I think I'm going Rose again. I mean, we saw it with the first time Rose won the belt. She beat Joanna and then rematched Joanna and beat her up again. I think it could be similar, except that Weili will provide a much tougher test this time, in my opinion. But I don't know how you feel. This fight sets up so much because if Rose wins, we get the Esparza rematch. If Zhang Weili wins, wouldn't you love to see Joanna just step in and fight for the belt like right away rematch against Weili?
Or would you like to see the trilogy?
Trilogy, yeah. I don't know. It's so tough to call, man. I'm gonna go Rose by TKO again, third, fourth round. But I think your prediction is like sneakily, like people aren't talking about that as a possibility. Almost, you know what I mean?
This is an awesome fight.
Yeah, I don't like the hate that this fight is drawing. I think it's a great fight.
It's not the fight we needed, but it's the fight we wanted. That's what I'll say. We needed Esparza Rose, but this is the fight we all wanted. And that's what the UFC is good at. They give us the fights we want.
Yeah. And I mean, they also got to think about like Weili and the Chinese market getting into martial arts. Like they got to market her and she could be a big, big draw for the UFC.
Yeah. All right. This is what we've all been waiting for. All right. Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Okay, I want to say something before. I can't stand how Colby Covington knocks on Kamaru Usman's hairline. His hairline is not that much better.
That's true, but Colby does have hair. So as a person with hair, he has the right.
He does have the right, but it's not that much better. But anyway, that press conference was fireworks.
Oh, it's so good, dude. So good.
My highlight was Dana White going, whoa, when Usman shoved Covington.
Yeah, he was like, whoa. It's pretty funny. Dude, this fight's going to be awesome, dude.
What were your highlights from the press conference?
They started arguing about their sponsorship deals, which was hilarious. Like Colby Covington was like, Kamaru Usman said the word bang, like.
Oh, Usman said he's gonna bang his head off the canvas, I think.
Yeah, and then Colby's like, the only bang you need is the Bang energy drink, and then Kamaru's like, that's a trash energy drink. Buy my energy drink, whatever.
They're like children.
They're literally like 10-year-olds fighting. That's why this is so good. This is better
than anything SNL could ever produce.
No, I mean, don't even get me started. But dude, the press conference was so funny. His suit he wore, bro. People don't realize they need to take Colby with a grain of salt. Like maybe he's not a great guy and whatever. But a lot of what he does is also an act to sell fights. You know what I mean? A lot of it is an act to sell fights. A lot of people that are close to him say that's not even like him, really.
Like apparently Colby Covington is like the nicest guy ever.
I know, that's why it's so funny when you realize what he's doing to promote his brand and the fight. But going back to the fight, it's like, what path does Colby use to win? Because I look at Usman, who's now number one pound for pound fighter in the UFC, deservedly so. No one's ever been able to take him down. And if you get it to the ground, I don't know what you're going to do to Usman on the ground. And then, dude, Usman's striking. Like, this first fight they had was great because it was like a sloppy, like, slugfest. But it's not going to be that anymore. Like, Kamaru Usman with Trevor Whitman has become a really good striker. Like, dude, he knocked out Gilbert Burns with a jab. He knocked him down with a jab.
But he had rocked him a couple times beforehand.
That's true, but like,
it's still impressive. A jab.
Like, and what's crazy to me is like, where does Colby like? I guess Colby's just gonna have to use his tactic he used. I mean, he does it to everybody. But like when he fought Robbie Lawler, he was just in his face, throwing insane. Colby's gonna have to win this fight with output and just keep the pressure on and try to tire out.
Which he can do. That's the thing.
Which he can do. That's the thing. But like, besides that, I don't see how he wins on the ground or on the feet.
You know, Colby Covington is a jiu-jitsu world champion, right?
That's great and all, but like,
that's not talked about enough.
That's okay, but you know what's not talked about enough? Kamaru Usman's never been taken down. Like, he's great on the ground. We've never seen it got to the ground. You would think Gilbert Burns could have taken down Usman. Nope.
Did he even try to take down Usman? I don't remember any takedown attempts.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody even people are afraid to try takedowns. So that's how good this guy must be at defending takedowns. Like, it's John Jones level where, you know, you just never get taken down. And when you eventually do get taken down, it's shocking, which could be this fight. I do think he could get taken down once. But it's so hard for me to see Colby winning.
All right, I'll say my piece. I think people are overlooking Colby Covington as a fighter.
They are.
It baffles me how Colby Covington isn't even in the top 15 pound for pound when you got guys like, what's his face up there? Let me think. Let me pull up the rankings real quick. When you got guys like Gaichi still there, you know, that's really, he should be top 15 pound for pound. I can't name 14 fighters better pound for pound. I can only name maybe 14 fighters pound for pound better than Colby Covington, but that's beside the point. Usman got bad knees. Let's remember that.
That's true, but we haven't seen that in a fight yet.
Yeah. So maybe Colby can throw some low kicks, attack them, some front leg side kicks to the knees. I feel like I sound like an awful person saying that because he's attacking.
I know, but that's the fight game, man.
That's the fight game. It's a fight game.
If you know your opponent has a weakness,
I think here's what Colby Covington needs to do. He needs to establish a threat of the takedown early in the fight.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say Covington shoots for a takedown. Usman ducks his head to defend. Boom. Knee up right to the chin. I think if Colby Covington establishes that early, he can have a good chance of winning this fight. And that's what's going to happen. I got Colby Covington by submission. What do you got?
By submission? That's craziness. But
what if it happens, Breck? What if it happens?
I mean, if it happens, you should throw a bet on it because it's just crazy.
What are the odds? What are the odds? What's a good betting website?
I mean, you're in West Virginia right now. No, you just go on DraftKings mobile app or FanDuel. But Colby's like plus 200, I think, by the way. But if I had to predict this fight, I go Kamaru Usman 5th round TKO. Or, yeah, 5th round TKO.
All right. The odds of Colby Covington to win by submission in the 5th round is plus 12,000.
12,000? Oh, my. That I might have to throw something just because it's so ridiculous. I thought you were saying to win. I think to win is only like plus 200 or plus 300. But, yeah, submission's probably
if you throw a $10 bet,
yeah,
you will win $1,210.
Yeah, but the odds of that happening are so low.
If you throw a $1 bet on it, you'll win $121.
What's it called? It's such a great fight, man. These are, to me, clearly the two best welterweights. I mean,
It's not even close.
it's not even close. I mean, obviously, Hamzat's coming. Leon Edwards is really good. I think he's probably third.
I just thought of what Colby Covington's nickname was when you said that.
Yeah.
Don't
Very
say
good.
it. I don't want to edit.
You don't want to edit. It's gonna be such a good fight, man. I mean, if Colby gets it done, though, what a win on his resume. You know what I mean? Because
He beat
even if you beat the number one pound for pound on a guy on an 18-fight win streak, and it's like, I almost want Colby to win for the simple reason of the chaos that will ensue post-fight. Like, I think there could be like a Khabib event afterwards. You know what I mean? Where they're still fighting or something. Or like the corners are fighting. Like, I think it could be craziness after the fight. On social media, we'll go insane if Colby wins too. Like, and then it automatically sets us up for a trilogy. You know what I mean?
dude. And then Colby Covington. If there's anybody in this division that can beat him right now, it's Colby Covington.
Right now, it's probably Colby. You're right. Maybe down the line, yeah. Like a Hamzat could.
Smash.
Smash. I kill these guys, take their money, you know? But
What's your final prediction, Breck?
Kamaru Usman, 5th round TKO again.
This is gonna be an awesome fight.
It's gonna be so good, dude. I can't wait.
Dude, we've been spoiled these past 2 weeks.
We
had Jan Sandhagen. That might have been the highest level fight I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
All right, let's head over to some news.
We forgot to mention my favorite announcer, your least favorite announcer, Rogan, is back this week on the commentary team. And Bruce Buffer's back. So that's big.
The Buff is back.
Buff is back. That is huge. Because it's not really a big UFC pay-per-view event if I can't hear it's time before the main event. You know what I mean?
It's time. 5 rounds for the undisputed. Dude, Shemaya's been trolling Covington on Twitter all day.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Modafferi is going to retire after her fight with Casey O'Neill.
Yeah. It's
legend.
a little. Yeah, she's a legend. Don't get it wrong. She's a legend. I know her record. You look at it, you're like, oh, this is a really good fighter. And it's like, yeah, that's a really good fighter. Especially she's done a lot for the women's division. Dude, they're giving her Casey O'Neill in her last fight ever.
That's a killer, bro.
Dude, she's going to get mauled.
I just sounded like Brennan Schaub there. That's a killer, bro.
That's a killer, bro. What's it called? She just beat up Valentina Shevchenko's sister. Am I right?
Yeah.
And like, I get she's not great on the ground, but like, dude, she beat the hell out of her. And like, Roxanne Modafferi's pretty good on the ground, not the best in terms of stand-up, but like, I think this is just another win on Casey O'Neill where, I mean, we got to start talking about like title potential for her because she looks that good so far in her career. You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
It's rough that your last fight is against like a really good prospect like that.
Yeah. Man. Dude, next week we got Yeager Holloway. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's the fight night where we got Brad Riddell and Fiziev?
That's the Font Aldo.
Yeah. No. Is it?
Yeah. Didn't you send that to me today?
I did.
It's Font Aldo.
It's fun. Oh my god, dude. So many good cards.
Dude, but 269 is gonna be awesome.
Dude, on that Font Aldo, I mean, obviously we're looking a little too far ahead here. Fiziev Riddell, Jimmy Crute versus Jamal Hill. Sleep, like that fight's amazing. And then what's it called? Tanner Boser's fight. Dude, so good.
Dude, let's take a look at this card 269 real quick. We got Priscilla Cachoeira versus Jillian Robertson. That's an okay fight. Ryan Hall versus Derek Minner. Alex Perez versus Matt Schnell. Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield. I like Macy Barber. Andre Muniz versus Dricus Duplessis. That's an amazing fight. Pedro Munoz versus Dominic Cruz, great fight. Jeff Neal versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. You got Rowland Paeva versus Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
Carl France versus Garbrandt. Edwards versus Masvidal. Nunes versus Pena, and Charlie Alves versus Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the next two numbered cards are just absurd.
Dude, and then the next pay-per-view after that is pretty good too, man. You got Ngannou versus Gon. You got Moreno versus Figueiredo.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, just to talk about 268 though for a second, like, remember how great the crowd was in Jacksonville for the first pay-per-view?
That was amazing.
We're gonna get that times 5, dude. It's gonna be times 5. I'm telling you right now, the crowd will be so loud that it's gonna be like unbearable for the fighters. Like, it's going to be a crazy house in there. Like, dude, the Knicks home opener was so loud that like people who have been going there, like Mike Green, who's the Knicks announcer, has been announcing for like 40 years, has said he never heard it louder because the Knicks are actually good. And like a big fight night in MSG with like a packed, dude, it's gonna be so loud.
I don't have anything else to say. This is amazing.
It's amazing. Can we just like fast forward?
Can I sleep till Saturday at 10 p.m.?
Yeah. Or when do the early prelims start? Yeah.
Dude, so I have the best day Saturday. So I'm working the WVU football game with ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And then so at 3:30, about 3:30, and then I'll get back around 9. And then I get to shower, settle in for some UFC.
I'm really hoping that you have a Modelo and a P3 protein snack, official protein snack of the UFC ready.
I can't have Modelo in the dorm, sadly.
You can have, it's UFC 268, okay? You got to have a Modelo there. Some way, a Modelo and a P3 have to be there.
I can get a P3, no question. Are you going to have a Modelo and a P3, Breck?
I mean, of course. I mean, dude.
The official protein snack of the UFC.
Protein snack of the UFC and the official beverage of the UFC.
Cerveza.
The fighting spirit.
All right, Breck, do you have any final words before we sign off?
Transport me to Saturday. Let's get this going,
This is amazing. All right, guys. That'll do it for our preview of UFC 268. We'll see you, Breck. We got to review this.
Oh, of course.
Of course. We'll see you guys next time.